Hello YouTube. So in this video I want to talk about the activation loop error that is affecting iPhone 4S and 5. So I want to start talking about when did it start. So from a Google search I found this video from July 13th 2025, so it must be around that time when this whole thing started. So it's already February 26th, so it's going on for like half a year and Apple still didn't do anything about to address or fix this issue. Next, I want to talk about what devices is affected. So if you want to buy a new iPhone 4S or 5, or you own this device and want to do a fresh restore, stop and check the IMEI numbers. From the mega thread on the Reddit, these are the devices that are currently known affected. A5 or A6 chip devices that IMEI number starting with 9900, and this includes iPad 3rd, 4th generation, iPhone 4S, 5. So yeah, this is the known devices that are currently experiencing this issue here. So how to check the IME number here? On the activation screen, on the first step, you see this blue I button here, and when you tap on it, the IMEI number and MEID number shows up, and as you can see, mine starts with 9900. So next I want to show how this thing looks and why is this a big issue. So I will here go choose the language, choose the region, connect to my Wi-Fi here real quick. Okay, now it's trying to activate. Well, for the moment it shows like it's successfully activated, so we just go along with it. Does not set any passcode here. Set up as new, no Apple ID sign in yet. Okay, sent to Apple anyways, like they're gonna see, yeah. So this is the end of the activation screen here, and when we press get started, we're supposed to get into our home screen, but let's see. Nope, we still have to activate. So this is the process that this is the loop, yeah. Sadly, we can't use our phone, even though my phone here is iCloud unlocked and SIM unlocked. I had this phone since 2021. For the past 5 years, it worked fine. I downgraded it, I upgraded it many times, and it just worked fine until this month. And as you can see, this is a complete brick, useless at this state right now. So for the next part, I want to show how to get it into somewhat usable state. Yeah, before we do that, so some of you might think this is a certificate expiry issue. Of course, it's an old OS and many things must be expired by now. And you think connect it to the iTunes and it will work just fine. So let me show you why it does not work that way neither. So So I connect my iPhone to my PC here, and iTunes catches it, and it's now trying to activate. And as you can see, it's trying, but still no success. It says the iPhone could not be activated because the activation information was invalid. Please try again. And this is the whole picture here now. I just want to say that I tried to downgrade it to iOS 6 and 8. On iOS 6, this issue persists and we cannot go past the activation screen. On iOS 8, it still can't activate, but when the setup process ends, it goes to the home screen just well and it's usable. But you can't make calls because it's in non-activated state, and also can't sign into the Apple ID and Apple services. So yeah, that will be the main theme here. Now going back to the fixing it and making it in a usable state. Okay, first of all, what you need to do that. First, you need to run the Checkmate-a5 exploit to get into the pound diffuse state. So for that, I bought the Raspberry Pi Pico here, the USB-C version here. The main thing you have to keep in mind before buying that is you will need RP2040 chip. The 2350 will not, it's unsupported, so we can't run the exploit here, and that will be the waste of money. So look for RP2040. And the guides online clearly suggest the USB-B version, but I bought the USB-C because you will see in a minute why I bought this. So yeah, the USB-C board, also this USB-C to USB-A dongle here. You have to buy these small dongles without the microchip, because earlier I tried to run it with my USB-C hub here. It had the power delivery, also USB-A. So yeah, I thought this will work fine. Yeah, I know I don't need any additional USB OTG-Y cables, but it clearly did not work, because if you plug your phone this way, the chip only talks to the microcontroller of this hub and cannot talk directly to the iPhone, so the exploit can't run. So yeah, do not use these USB hubs with microchips and multi-ports. You will need this dumb, just bare metal USB-C to USB-A converters. You will need this. Keep in mind that. And also you will need a cable, a cheap cable. You don't need that you are willing to sacrifice. We will talk about in details later. And of course the 30-pin cable connector. And for the downgrade part, I will use the Linux system, and I just want to add a little just heads up, maybe advice. When you make bootable USB, make sure that you enable the persistent partition size and make it at least like 8 gigabytes. I made my USB to 16 gigabytes because I have the 32 gigabyte flash drive. It will help. Well, what it does basically is the live USB will allow you to use Linux Ubuntu system like without installing it into your hard drive, directly from the bootable USB. And the persistent partition size will keep your files between the boots. So if you turn off your live USB and turn it back again, all your files and settings will be there. So this is a time and lifesaver feature here. Just make sure you have plenty of storage here. And I will back when I put into the Ubuntu, then we will proceed. Okay, now we are back with Ubuntu Live CD. I will close this window here because I'm not gonna install the Ubuntu into my hard drive, and we will go directly to Firefox and start downloading some files. And we will go searching Checkmate-a5 Pico CGD and hit the first result. Yep, this is the instructions. So when you first come here, please read all the instructions and such. I will just go into the flashing section and download the file for the Raspberry Pi. Okay, it's very small in size. Double click to unzip, and here you will have 3 files. The 8940 is for the 4S, so this is the file you need for your 4S. Whoops. Next thing, we will connect our Raspberry Pi into the computer to get the UF2 file, the program we will run on Raspberry Pi. So before we connect, we will when we flash new firmware like the program, we have to press the boot select button, and connect our Raspberry Pi to the computer. And when it connects this way, it shows up as like a flash drive, like a normal flash drive on the system. So, and as you can see, the Raspberry connected as RPI-RP2. Here it has a 2 file, and the text file is just these 3 lines. So you don't need to delete anything from here, just paste your UF2 file here and it will automatically disconnect and reboots when the transferring is done. So 8940, yep, copied to the drive, and it automatically disconnects. And now the real fun begins. So remember when I talked about the cheap USB cable that you are willing to sacrifice? This is the part where it comes to the play. So for the exploit to run, you have to, of course, you have to connect your iPhone 4 into the Raspberry Pi here, but right now the exploit doesn't run because the Raspberry Pi has no power here. So you have to cut the other part of the cable and expose the 2 cables, two wires here, one with the volts, the fire part, and one the ground, and connect this red wire to let's see, VCC, the VCC part here. I think the camera, okay, the red wire, the one with the 5 voltage, will go to the VCC whole pin here, and I will just neatly bend this part so it doesn't touch the other pins. Oops. Okay, here it looks like I connect the VCs. Now the ground I will connect to the opposite side here. The ground wire usually looks black, but in my case it was blue, so I will connect the ground wire up. Okay, maybe twist a little bit. Okay, let's try again. Come on, buddy. Yep. And here it is. Now our Raspberry Pi is ready to have power here. Yep. Here's how it's supposed to look like. Now, if you have USB-C OTG cables that have one part data and the other part goes to the power, yes, you can use that, but this is the trick at like home trick to run this exploit. Next, we have to connect, put our iPhone for us in the DFU mode. So I connect my iPhone in normal state and start the DFU process. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay, I think it's done, but just to be sure, I want to run the legacy kit to confirm it on the computer. Yep, as you can see, it detected my iPhone in DFU mode, and there's also a warning that this device might be affected by activation issue. So notice there is just the DFU mode, and yep. Now we exit the tool here, go back to the Raspberry Pi and connect the USB-C to USB-A dongle, connect our phone to it, and we are ready to plug the power into our Raspberry Pi. For this part, I chose to connect to my power bank because I don't want to connect this like Frankensteining weird stuff into my computer and possibly fry up my motherboard. So connect to power bank. It boots up and starts rapidly flashing, as you can see. This means the exploit part is working and trying to exploit the iPhone for us with Checkmate. And when it's done, it will start like flashing slowly, like half a second, as the developer said. So I think it's the exploiting part is done here. Now we connect the phone back into our PC and we will run the legacy iOS kit once again, and this time it was supposed to say pound with checkmate here. So I think the pounding didn't work this time. Maybe we will try again. Connect the phone and okay, now this is strange. but we will check again. Okay, you know what? If the exploit successfully worked, there must be a line says that pound by checkmate here, and as you can see, we didn't have that line. It's still in the normal DFU mode, so I'm gonna restart it and restart this whole pounding process again. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. Now to check if the DFU mode is successfully worked, I'm gonna replug to the Lexi kit. It's in DFU mode, so I'm gonna plug back to the Raspberry Pi and Raspberry Pi 2 power bank. Okay, it's flashing, pounding maybe. Okay, now it's done. Let's plug it back and check. We just exit the old process, run it again. Okay, now this is what we are looking for, pound checkmate. Now this is like you're supposed to get this. Now go to the restore downgrade, and I want to restore to iOS 6.1.3 because it's the easiest and you'll get most of performance here. Remember where I tanked the persistent storage option on the Rufus here? So this is where that thingy comes to play. When you restore the firmware and when you check the jailbreak option to yes, it will unzips and creates a custom IPSW with jailbreak in it, so you will need a lot of not a lot of some storage space to make this happen. So yeah, I really hope that you enabled that option and gave a sufficient storage partition to that. So we will just wait until the process finishes here. Okay, now the downgrading part is done. We are booted back into iOS 6.1.3. Okay, this will clearly not work, but I want to show you how it behaves on iOS 6. Yep, same as again. Now, have to get past this screen. Get back to the legacy kit. Useful utilities and SSH RAM disk. And press enter as it is expecting the device on palm to diffuse state. Now it's sending the SSH RAM disk files. Okay. Okay, now we connected to the RAM disk. Okay, select connect to SSH. Now, um, I think we have to run mount sh command. It mounts the two partitions. We have to go to M81, cdm, go to cd applications. Now when we run the command ls, we see the setup app here. We want to move this thing to, well, we want the setup app gone, but what I do is just copy it to another folder so it kind of stays there when it's needed. Move setup app to M81. Let's see this works. Now as you can see, the setup app is gone, but when we move back to M81 here, we see the setup app here. So we just basically what it does is moves the setup app directly up one folder. Now we just have to reboot our device here and exit the legacy kit. Okay, now the phone shows the home screen and we can use it like it's normal. Without the cellular, it can't make calls, send SMS obviously because it's still not activated yet, and you can't sign into Apple services. But like, this is iOS 6, what you gonna do with Apple ID here? Yeah, so since the CDS is installed, you can use AppSync to sideload some games. Yep, so this is it. Right now the CDMA iPhones are in a really bad state where you can't even go to the home screen on a fresh restore. You have to get one of these Raspberry Pi or Arduinos to run the Checkmate exploit on these A5 devices to just get into somewhat usable state here. Well, this is it. Yeah, somewhat a sad situation, but we are making it. I just want to show you the Raspberry Pi setup combo here. One last time, you have to plug the ground and the firewire to the VCS pin here and connected it to reliable 5-volt source like power bank. I would not recommend plugging it into your computer because if things go bad and there's a short circuit, it might fry up your board or whatever. So it's better to have one dead power bank than your PC. And obviously get this dump microcontroller no microcontroller USB-C to USB-A dongles for the exploit to run, because USB-C hubs will not work. I repeat, these hubs did not work. Even though the USB power delivery is here, USB-A port is here, it will not work because the Raspberry Pi will treat it as a separate device. Raspberry Pi will connect to the dock first to talk to the iPhone, so the exploit will not run there. So thanks for watching, and I will not say like and subscribe, just thanks.